Moral of the story is don't attack tanks with a machine gun, as I learned that the hard way several times in a row. This is WARHAWK for the PlayStation 3. And man, I was pleasantly surprised with this game because I'd heard nothing good about it from anybody. And I got it expecting the worst, but I ended up really liking it. And then later I found out a lot of the complaints I'd heard were due to the controller, and I guess the 6-axis control, which I wasn't using, so I believe they had a patch for that, because I played just like any other normal game. In fact, this game reminds me a lot of Star Wars Battlefront, which I liked on the PlayStation 2, except they had a hard time with the online on the PlayStation 2. This game is multiplayer only, so there's no storyline mode. It's only online multiplayer and also local multiplayer. And it's not quite as intuitive to pick up and play and also find people to play against as Halo 3, but it's not as intuitive because it's more complicated. And that's not to say it's better than Halo 3. I think they're actually both about the same amount of fun, in my opinion, so it's probably a preference on what style of game you like. What I liked about WARHAWK was just this immense environment that you're playing in, and that there's just all hell breaking loose around you. You can have these games with dozens of people, and there's planes blowing up, you have tanks running around, you play capture the flag, deathmatch, team deathmatch, and zones. I like the zones a lot, and that's I think what I liked a lot about Star Wars Battlefront. You can jump into just about every piece of machinery in the game, every gun turret, every tank, truck, whatever. It's a very well-playing game once you learn the basics. And I played for several hours before doing the review. And when I started, I was just getting mutilated by everybody. And by the end of it, I was actually doing quite well, flying around, blowing people up. You can lock on your missiles. My favorite part of the game is those planes, the jets. And that's actually the reason I got this to begin with, because I just thought they looked so cool, and it looked so much fun being able to fly around and blow things up in a relatively open environment. I wasn't even expecting to have fun with the guys running around on the ground or the tanks, but you know what? The whole thing gels together very nicely. It's all a lot of fun, and it makes sense on how you play it. See that guy there? He's one of the enemies. He got the flag, and I had to use a flamethrower on him. The whole combination of being able to run around on the ground with like a trooper and then just jump into those planes and fly around and just land the plane and jump out and machine gun people and grab the flag or capture a base or whatever. It's a good time. This is a fun game. And if you like the online multiplayer games and action games, you'll definitely enjoy this. And it looks and sounds great. I mean, the environments are really nice. There's not very many of them, but I imagine this is the kind of game where they'll probably have more to download in the near future. One of the benefits of the PlayStation Network as opposed to Xbox Live is that it's free. I think Xbox Live in general is more well put together, but for a free service, this game uses it very well. The planes are a lot of fun to fly around, and you can also hover with them. So you can fly up to the enemy and then just hover there and machine gun them or launch missiles at them. So it's like a VTOL Harrier kind of thing, that being vertical takeoff and landing. But also you can crash into things and it doesn't just explode, it'll hover there. It's unbelievably rewarding to be machine gunning somebody and then have one of your teammates blow them up with a gun turret or something, and just to see them explode. And the screams are really good too. This game has a nice, slight, subtle sense of humor to it, which is nice. I always like that when they don't take themselves so seriously. The screams when your guy gets blown up are really rewarding, and it's a lot of fun to hear them. Of course, it's more rewarding to hear the screams from other people that you blow up, but in the case of me just starting this game, I'm afraid that I was the one getting blown up most of the time. I like this level a lot. It reminds me of one of the Star Wars cities, one of the newer movies. In fact, I think this does have a definite Star Wars style to it. The music sounds a lot like it came from a Star Wars-inspired theme. Now, the tanks are just great fun. You can just destroy so many things with the tanks. I was playing this game again last night and didn't get footage of it, but I shot down one of the planes with a tank. And, you know, it just gave me such a warm feeling in my heart that I'd done something right. Similar to Halo 3, it does appear that, I played on a Saturday night, it does appear that there's lots of people online playing this game, so you should never be short of other human beings to play with. I felt that the way that you selected a server was a bit antiquated, but in these new online games they're updating things quite frequently, so perhaps they'll update that in the future as well. But overall, WARHAWK is a fantastic game, and especially at a very modest price point, about $29 to $35 now. It's a terrific buy, and you'll have a lot of fun with this game if you enjoy online multiplayer action games. I just love the screams. It's almost worth getting blown up just to hear your character scream. It's also a nice touch when your airplane gets blown up and your body goes flying out of it and then lands on something. Sure, you just blew up and lost the game for all your teammates, but you may as well have a laugh at it.